This is video 3 for week 3, and sorry my printer's making a funny noise, but hopefully that's not too loud for you. Today we are talking about self-care for our hearts. And at the beginning I said that I see ourselves as 3 parts: our body, our minds, and our hearts. And I think I talked a lot about these things in other videos because we're all interconnected. Our thoughts have an effect on our actual brains and the structure of our brains. Our feelings can often be felt in our body. Emotions can cause us to have stomach issues. It causes us stress and cortisol in our body, in our brain. So it's all interconnected. Okay, so there's going to be repetition in this because I find it just so interesting and so interconnected, and I truly believe that is a beautiful way for us to have been made, and to really start seeing ourselves not just as our mind is over here and our body is over here kind of thing. I think that we are a 3-part being, just interwoven and beautiful and connected. So I'm going to talk about a few ways of taking care of your heart. Creativity is one. Nature, spending time in nature. Acknowledging pain and hurt. Connecting to family and friends. Connecting to yourself. Connecting to God or spirituality. Spending alone time, which is another way of connecting to yourself. And energy management. So we have talked about some of these things before, but we're just going to talk about them again a little bit deeper, and just really how important it is to foster a lifestyle of acknowledging who you are and what you need from a deeper level, from the heart level, from and a level that is often overlooked. So let's talk about creativity first. This looks different for so many different people. Lots of people say, oh, I'm not creative, but I believe there's creativity in everybody, and finding a way to express it is going to look different for everybody. But I really think and for some people it might be spending time in nature is your creativity, or spending time admiring other people's art, or spending time listening to music, spending time that kind of way. So creativity is huge. It's our way of connecting to a deeper part of us. It's a way of expressing ourselves. It's a way of connecting sometimes to nature, connecting to God. So I think it's really, really important to spend time being creative, but also enjoying creation, if that makes sense. So enjoying and being peaceful and being present in a place that gives you peace and allows you to clear your mind, and allows you to think in a healthier and more peaceful and more calm and more creative way. So I'm just going to throw out some ideas, but that doesn't mean that any of these are going to be the ones that work for you, okay? For me, it's getting out in nature. For me, that means painting. For me, that means like some photography. For me, that means strangely enough, organizing my house. For some reason, that allows me to just clear my mind and like think about other things, and helps my creative juices flow. Organizing my house and decorating and that kind of thing. Singing, listening to music, that kind of thing. Okay, so those are some ideas for creativity. Spending time in nature is huge. Grounding ourselves, seeing the beauty, being present in the moment, So spending time outside, spending time away from devices, spending time away from the noise, spending time really seeing beauty in nature and seeing how God created so many different things, seeing how God like just how bountiful and abundant nature is huge. So spending time in nature. I really, really believe in the taking time and acknowledging our pain and hurt and not stuffing emotions. So spending time allowing yourself to feel, spending time allowing yourself to process your emotions. In our busy lives, we spend so much time stuffing emotions. And for a lot of us, if you grew up going to a really religious church, it can be that you're told that your emotions are bad, that like you shouldn't feel emotions, that your emotions aren't to be trusted. So I really think it's healthy to start processing emotions, start showing love to those parts of you, start allowing yourself to feel angry, start allowing yourself to feel things, feel pain, because that is how we were made and it is an important part of our hearts. And if we keep on stuffing them, then it festers in there and it usually comes out in different ways. It can come out as negative thoughts, it can come out as rage, it can come out as blowing your top at your husband, it can come out as jealousy. Like there's so many different things. So get curious about those things. Stop stuffing and start actually processing, getting curious, that kind of thing, okay? Connection to family and friends. Make time for connecting to others. This is like, I think the number one way of extending your life is building community with family and friends. Building purposeful and healthy relationships is what makes your life longer. It makes you live longer, makes you more fulfilled. So put time into that. And again, not to don't feel judged about it. Just some ideas are like I put a note on my phone and it says text my brother. And so once a week that'll pop up and I'll text my brother because it is like it's so easy for it to be like 4 weeks down the road and I haven't texted my brother. And we just get busy. Life is crazy and we don't we'll think about it maybe like one night when we're laying in bed, but it doesn't happen. And then next time you remember it's 3 weeks later and you've been busy doing things. And so be really intentional. Set reminders. Set a weekly or like a monthly thing, like where you're going to get together with your girlfriends, that kind of thing. So schedule in time. That's huge. I like to do that a lot because otherwise it doesn't always happen. Connection to self. So remember what I said about asking yourself what you need. Remember to check in on yourself. What am I feeling? What am I needing? What am I suppressing? What am I, do I need? What do I need? Like, where do I need more rest? Where do I need more love? Check in on yourself and make time for yourself. Schedule it in if you can. Or spend 3 minutes doing your meditation, or spend 3 minutes doing your breath work and whatever. That's so, so important. Connecting to yourself and asking yourself what you need. It doesn't have to be really like creepy or weird or awkward, although it can be at the beginning. So make sure that you are being really purposeful about building a healthy relationship with yourself, okay? Connection to God. And again, like I feel like this is so, so deep and God is interconnected in my view of the world, like with everything. So for me, um, when I'm picturing in our meditations the love, like that's God's love pouring into my meditations. Or if I'm feeling like I'm having a struggle and I need to just like turn it to God and be like, see Jesus with his arms wide open, like I said, like connecting to God. And whatever that needs to be for you at your stage, wherever you are, maybe it's not God, like whatever you need it to be, that's okay. Like, don't judge yourself for where you are in your journey or that one way is right or wrong. Like, I believe God loves you right where you are. Alone time is basically connection to self. Again, I put that in there again because it's so important, but plan and schedule in and cherish alone time with yourself and use it. And be really aware of your distractions too, because as moms, it's so easy. Like we finally get a few quiet minutes and then we're running around cleaning the house or running around doing dishes or running around organizing something for tomorrow or running around or we're Netflix and chill when we're like just like turning everything off and not feeling anything, you know, like be really really aware of where you're just trying to self-soothe, and be really aware of your distractions too, because your distractions can be an hour, all of a sudden you realize you're still scrolling Facebook. Okay, that's not a good use of your time or energy. Sometimes that is good, but really we don't need any more than 5-10 minutes, and then it's time to, you know, focus on you, focus on love, focus on that what your goals are, focus on your purpose. And then the last one is energy management. That one again is huge. It's so important. I've talked about it so many times, but energy management is just basically being really purposeful about and aware of where your energy is going. Okay, personal example, my energy used to go focus on my guilt. I used to put so much energy into focusing on how I wasn't enough, how I wasn't doing enough, how all the ways I was failing, all the ways that I needed to be better, that it totally consumed me. And it brought on panic attacks. It brought on extreme self-doubt. It brought on, like these crazy episodes where I'd be lying on the floor, crying, feeling so overwhelmed, so unloved, so unworthy, and just so desperate. And so be really careful where you're pouring your energy, because where you put your energy grows. What you focus on grows. So be really, really careful where you're putting your energy. I don't know how to explain it another way, but I wish there was like a way for me to explain to you how important that is. Focus on the love, focus on the beauty, focus on what you're doing amazing, focus on the amazing, unique gifts you were given, focus on forgiving yourself, focus on receiving love. If people could just receive love, we would be a totally different world and planet. I believe that. So I love you guys. I'd love to hear what your big takeaways are from this week. Remember, we are taking care of our minds, we're taking care of our bodies, and we're taking care of our hearts. And this video was on taking care of your heart. Taking time for you, taking time for relationships with yourself, with God, with your family and friends, taking time for nature and creativity. Love you.